Hello, and welcome to Hail Mary Joe 2 TD Scorer Show. I'm your host, Jose, and we're off to week number 10. So, just to let you know, this is not financial advice. This is strictly what I'm doing and only what I'm doing. Not authorized to give you financial advice. But if you do decide to wager on football or any other sports, please note that only wager what you can afford to lose. Okay? Because anything else would be stupid. So, other than that, here we go. We're going to do the review of all the tickets at the end of the program here. And then I'm going to move on to ticket number 2 and ticket number 3. And then I'll have a surprise ticket at number 4 that we'll talk to just before the review. So remember, I'm betting 50 cents on the 1s, on the 2s, and 25 cents on the 3s. This is strictly what I'm doing and only what I'm doing. Okay? So, here we go. For ticket number 2, we're going to have the following players. Okay? Ticket number 2 has 4 players on it. Okay? So, it's going to be Rome Aduze. For Chicago, 2 TDs at plus 2,800. Since the bye week, week 7, in the last 2 games, he has 22.8% of the target share and has at least one red zone target in every game. Now, just let's go over last week's catch rate, for example. Okay, he was 5 for 7, and let's see. Yeah, he had a catch rate of 71%. Mike Williams had a catch rate of 40. And DJ Moore had a catch rate of 44%. So I don't know what it is, what's going on with this team or whatever. But I'm going to go with Rome for 2 this week, just because I don't trust the other 2, wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2. As far as I'm concerned, wide receiver 1 should be Rome Aduze for now. That's it. So the next team that I have, and next player I have on ticket number 2, is going to be Pat Fryermuth for Pittsburgh, 2 TDs at plus 2,500. He has 13.3% of the target share and 14.8% of the first reads. Washington has allowed the 13 most yards and the 6 most TDs to tight ends. Russell Wilson always did like throwing to his tight ends. Why or how he's not doing it so much this year? He's only been back a couple of games, so you know what? I think it's time that he starts doing it a bit more, and I think this game will give him a great opportunity to showcase Pat Fryermuth for 2 TDs. Yeah. So the next guy I have is Quentin Johnson for the LA Chargers, 2 TDs at plus 2,500. Year to date, he's 18 of 27 for 282 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's tied for most receivers with Ladd McConkey. So just so you know, he's getting opportunities, right? The best game this year was last week. So hopefully he's going to keep on riding the hot wave and keep on producing. And, expect to get more usage out of him, which means more opportunities. Who knows? 2 TDs, looking good this week. Now the next guy I have has really only shined 1 game. But Dallas Goedert hasn't done shit all. They're playing against Dallas. That's the Philly-Dallas game that I'm talking about. And that's Grant Calcaterra, okay, for Philly. 2 touchdowns at plus 2,500. For a guy you basically never heard of, for him to get 2 touchdowns at plus 2,500. You would think that would be plus 5,600 or plus 12,500, or, it would be some great large number amount. Technically, he's within the sweet zone of, plus 700 to plus 2,500. He's there. He's in the sweet zone. Could he be the Eagles' missing link? Because they're not playing half as well as what they are. Yeah, their record is pretty good, but they're trailing Washington. And, at the end of the day, Barkley, Jalen Hurts, and A.J. Brown are all plus 750 or less for 2 touchdowns. You can't, and Smith are all plus 750 or less for 2 touchdowns. Yeah, that odds are not great. For a wide receiver 2, for technically an RB2 somewhere along the line, especially when it comes to around the goal line. No, it's just not for me. I'm going with the unknown, and that's who I'm doing it with. So, let's move on to ticket number 3. So, for ticket number 3, we have 5 players on this ticket. 50 cents on the 1s and 2s, 25 cents on the 3s. And the first player is TJ Hawkinson for Minnesota, 2 TDs at plus 1600. He's only played in one game. That was last week. That was 3 for 4 for 27 yards and 0 TDs. Jacksonville against tight ends has been playing absolutely horrible. One of the worst teams against tight ends. So, you know what? I think to give, Naylor's been hot and cold, on and off kind of thing. So, between Addison and Jefferson, Hawkinson could be the guy that just shows up. And I think that this week he may have some great opportunities. The next player I have is Isaac Garando for San Francisco. 2 touchdowns at plus 3,500. CMC, is he playing? Is he not? I don't know. We don't know. If he does come back, he's not going to be the workhorse this week. And, Mason is still hurt. Got the left shoulder problem. Is he going to be full get to go? We don't know. So at the end of the day, it's the pick where, yeah, I'm taking the long shot on the RB3 in a sense. Could be the RB2, no matter what. But, he could be RB1 before this game is over, depending upon how these two, injury-prone players are going to be. We just don't know. And I'm willing to risk it this week. Just like the next player, I'm willing to risk it. Is because, the running back 1, the wide receiver 1, and the wide receiver 2 are all such low value that, no, I got to go with the next possible, which is the 4th probable guy to get us some touchdowns, going to be Tyler Conklin for the New York Jets. 2 touchdowns at plus 5,500. This is just one of them teams and games that you just don't know how it's going to play out. He's getting some red zone looks and he's getting some opportunities. At the end of the day, let's just jump on it this week because all the attention's going to be paid to Devontae Williams, Breece Hall, and Garrett Wilson, which is going to free up Conklin in the red zone, hopefully. So the next player is finally back after a 2-game suspension. That's going to be Jameson Williams for Detroit, 2 touchdowns at plus 1,800. Now, with Gibbs, Montgomery, and Amon St. Brown, he is the next player up to get touchdowns, and for plus 1,800 for somebody of Jameson's play that he has been doing this year, it's too big of a value to pass up. And I think that after the 2 games off, he's definitely well rested, and they're going to showcase him a little bit more this week because he's the real player without any injuries or any soreness to him. So you know what? It is what it is, and I think that he'll have a great opportunity for us to get to. Same situation with the last player on this particular ticket is Jonnu Smith. He's got the best value for, between the 2 running backs and the 2 receivers that he has, and Wandale hasn't been scoring. So, at the end of the day, let's try for somebody who has an opportunity and has scored in the past. So that's it here. So we're going to review our 3 tickets. And ticket number 1, we had Mark Andrews from last night, who got us 1 touchdown, but didn't get us 2. And he's parlayed with Xavier Leggett for Carolina for 2 TDs at plus 2,400. Taysom Hill for New Orleans at 2 TDs at plus 1,600. Amari Cooper for Buffalo, 2 TDs at plus 1,100. And Xavier Worthy for Kansas City, 2 TDs at plus 1,600. So ticket number 2 is going to have the following players. Rome Odunze for Chicago, 2 TDs at plus 2,800. Pat Fryermuth for Pittsburgh, 2 TDs at plus 2,500. Quentin Johnson for LA Chargers at 2 TDs at plus 2,500. And Grant Calcaterra for Philadelphia, 2 TDs at plus 2,500. So ticket number 3 is going to have the following players. It's going to have TJ Hawkinson for Minnesota, 2 TDs at plus 1,600. It's going to have Isaac Garando for San Francisco, 2 TDs at plus 3,500. He's going to have Tyler Conklin for New Jersey Jets at 2 TDs at plus 5,500. We're going to have James Williams for Detroit, 2 TDs at plus 1,800. And Jonnu Smith for Miami, 2 TDs at plus 2,200. Now, please note, this is not financial advice. This is strictly what I'm doing and only what I'm doing. But I'm going to tell you something. I put in another ticket. It's going to have 4 players. I put in 25 cents on the 1s only and 25 cents on the 2s. And that's it. I'm not going for the 3s or anything else. but for some strange reason, they've been popping up on my radar, and they are not picked. So I didn't. So these are 4 players that I haven't picked a player on them. So it's not like I'm trying to double up on a team. I'm not. I'm going against the teams that I've already picked for. But that doesn't mean that those teams that I'm going against don't have an opportunity to score 2 touchdowns. I'm not going to give you a breakdown as to why or how. I just think they're getting a bit more involved, and the opportunity might be there. And the odds are going to show you that they're not great. That's why I'm only betting 25 cents on each. So Adam Trotman for Denver, 2 touchdowns at plus 12,500. I have Kaysen Boot for New England at plus 7,500. I have Nick Westbrook-Ikini for Tennessee, 2 touchdowns at plus 7,500. And I have Amari DeMarcado for Arizona, 2 touchdowns at plus 2,500. So anyways, that's just a little fun bet. You never know. Please enjoy the games. I'll be back next week with the recap of what we're doing here. Follow me on Twitter or X if you can, and I'll give you updates as the money comes rolling in this weekend. Enjoy the games, have fun, and all the best.